All right, welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Saturday, September 7th. I'm sorry, it's Friday, September 17th, 6:14 a.m. here in the Arizona desert at bitcoindelivery.com. Got more for you there. All right, looking at the crypto squares. This is just the last hour in the market. We've had a lot of things switching from green to red to green to red. Bitcoin coming in at 47,358. That's not bad. Ethereum 3,448. In general, everything else is kind of flickering green and red. Now, looking at volume last 24 hours on Binance, it's 24 billion. That's not much, up 2.7% last 24 hours. Definitely low volume, and it is Friday. That's spot trading. For derivatives futures, 61 billion, up 2.7% last 24 hours. I'd like to see at least 75 billion. So this isn't too bad, but definitely low. So spot trading volume, very low on Binance. Futures, very low on Binance. And looking at Bitcoin trading volume last 24 hours, we'll refresh this one time here to make sure it's totally relevant. Yeah, 3.2 billion last 24 hours. That's nothing. 3 billion pretty much means the market is running. So anyway, we've got incredibly low volume this Friday. Looking at longs versus shorts liquidations on the big exchanges. Yesterday, we had 204 million wrecked longs and 53 million wrecked shorts. That's not a pretty sight. Sorry, longs. All right, and shorts, well, you had it coming. You deserve it. Anyway, Bitcoin longs versus shorts on Binance, 59% long, 40% shorts. For Ethereum, 68% long, 31% shorts. So definitely a long sentiment for Ethereum. Bitcoin a bit indecisive, but ultimately lending towards long slightly. Looking at the daily chart, it is kind of a beautiful thing. The MACD is still, well, thing is the tangent on the MACD is kind of sideways now. It's not trending positive, although the histogram is closing. Let's see how the day goes. Bitcoin has been a little bit volatile. We had a bit of a dump, or I would just say a bit of a retrace or a slowdown, but that definitely has slowed the momentum on the daily MACD towards a positive cross a bit. Let's just see that indecisiveness. Well, that's going to be an interesting thing today. We are still after a golden cross. The 50 moving average here is the green one, crossing the 100 moving average. That was a wonderful, wonderful thing. That tends to be a bringer of good tidings, or a harbinger of good tidings. We still as you can see, yesterday we closed with a red candle, and today we have a red candle so far. So are we going to hit another 200 moving average bounce or ride along again? I hope not, but still positive momentum is there. I like what I'm seeing. We're kind of good to go. So it's still a positive thing on the daily. It's nice to be above the 200 moving average. I just wish we were, continuing to pull away from it. Let's see how today goes. Like I say, it's Friday. We got really, really low volume, so it doesn't usually mean we're going to have, an incredible pump in kind of a weekend. Although anything can happen. And ultimately, something's always making money. Looking at the 12-hour chart. Well, 12-hour chart, looking good. MACD is positive on the 12-hour chart. I kind of like seeing that. Histogram is closing slightly. Let's look at a 2-hour chart, just basically to see the MACD. 2-hour MACD tends to be a real direction finder. 2-hour MACD is trending towards the negative. So if you ask me, not to be, negative, I'm all about being, a part of the peaceful revolution. I love crypto. I love Bitcoin. But it looks like we're kind of entering this weekend a bit flaccid. Looking at the 45-minute chart for Bitcoin, I started a fib a little while ago. This fib starts back on September 13th, and it's when we started. I was awake at that time, but that's when we started pumping and got above the 200 moving average. That's nice. We're above the 314. And this has been a lot of upwards momentum. And now it does look like we're kind of bouncing along and working on maybe a bounce above the 236 fib line as it's drawn here, which is right around 47,331. If we go below that, we start getting into a 200 moving average range, and also 382 fib range, and that would be 46,569. Looking at the indicators here, get these up. We had a lot of pumps, so I mean, we have had a lot of green, and this is probably just a natural sideways action going into a low volume weekend. But let's actually look at the 4-hour chart here. I want to check a few things out. 4-hour chart, this is all making sense, all looks good. On the 4-hour chart, one of the things that we were looking at a little while ago was how we had this beautiful, sorry, my mouse is having trouble. Technical problems, technical problems. So we had this beautiful upwards channel, kind of easy to see. I won't spend too much time trying to get it perfect right now. You get the idea. So beautiful upwards channel in the 4-hour. We broke below it, broke below the 200 moving average. And then we ranged between the 200 moving average and the 314 for a while. And we have broken, finally did get that nice 314 bounce. And now we're above the 200 moving average. But once again, here in the 4-hour chart, one of the things that we really are struggling with is trying to find and keep support above that 200 moving average. We've broken below it here in the 4-hour chart. And well, that's how it goes. So overall, this is not a bad, these indicators are not bad looking, but for the 4-hour chart, the wave fan oscillator by Lazy Bear, as you can see, the wave fan oscillator, the green line is below the signal, the red line, kind of a super fancy MACD. This thing does a lot. You can see the pine code over at on TradingView, of course. I linked to this wave fan oscillator by Lazy Bear over at bitcoindailyview.com. You can scroll down and find it. But it does show a downtrend, and it is a pretty accurate indicator, I find. And so if we look here on the 4-hour chart, let's see, for the wave trend oscillator, most likely we're going to at best go probably dump a little bit, or just I would just say natural retrace, probably just something, a range that makes sense. And I like the 45-minute chart for such things, and I do think that I could fire the back up, but really, let's just see if we stay above the 200 moving average. That would be a good thing on the 45-minute chart. So really, a bounce on or before 46,406 is going to be a wonderful thing. So if we start getting close to that 200 moving average, and the indicators are not too sparky, well then, I would say that watch for the wave trend oscillator if you have it to turn up. It's really kind of a harsh. It's like the harsh tutelage of Palme in Kill Bill 2, or is that 1? It tends to be it's a very truthful indicator. The stochastic RSI is definitely at the bottom. It's kind of in the buy zone, and it has crept positive. So, KRI is, well, trending down. Let's see. Directional index is definitely in the red. KRI is ADX is going up, but that doesn't mean so much because it's dumping. And that is the market today.